This is Jason Burke, CEO of High Performance System Event Expert. Welcome to Event Mastery. And today we're going to be talking about a few things that help you run your events more smoother and more effectively. And they're the following: how to stay on budgets for your event, how to put butts in seats for your event, how to book big thought leaders for your live and virtual stages, and speaker selection techniques. So let's jump right in. The first topic I'm talk about is how to stay on budgets for your event. Now, when you first started out as an event organizer, whether that be a meetup leader, whether that be a speaker, a coach, a thought leader, or you work for a company that hosts events, one of the strategies I've used over the years in my events, business and real estate events in Las Vegas that have saved me thousands of dollars a hotel in meeting room and AV cost is reach out to companies that have training rooms, companies that have training rooms and AV equipment. Reach out to them and ask them to be a venue sponsor. A lot of times, these companies will give you the meeting room, training rooms, and AV equipment for free or low cost, as long as you're clear on the value of the venue sponsorship that they're getting. As long as they know the outcomes, that they're going to get more clients and more traffic, if they're going to get more recognition. You want to be clear on the benefits, because the more your venue sponsor benefits, the greater likelihood they're going to keep hosting your events, which is going to save you thousands of dollars at the beginning until you grow your communities and events to a place where you can move them into a hotel. Now, when you move them into a hotel, here are some tips on how to save money with hotel meeting spaces, AV equipment. Hotel meeting spaces, you want to get 5 or 6 quotes from local hotels and compare the quotes. Then you want to go back to the hotels you want to have the meeting at and tell them the competitors' quotes, especially at the lower price, which is really good because they may and ask them to match that price or ask them to throw in additional menus like food or AV, because this will save you either in the price or additional cost and services because you show them the competitor's price and they want to win your business. And so that you can save money by doing that with hotels. Also with hotels, you want to, in some cases, the food minimum may be cheaper than paying for the rental space. So you want to ask the hotel, what would you take in food, how much food you have to buy to get the meeting space for free, and compare which is cheaper, the meeting space without the food or the food and they throw in the meeting space for free, because sometimes buying the food is cheaper than paying for the meeting space. And this is another tip that can save you money as well. Now, when you're doing conferences and you're doing events, one of the things you don't want to do is do the hotel room block. And the reason I say this is because the hotel room block, if your guests don't book through the hotel, you're stuck paying the bill. I know, because I was in our first High Performance System event in 2018 at the Palms Hotel Casino. I was left with a bill just under 10,000 for unused hotel rooms. So that was a painful lesson learned. You also got to understand people are going to shop for the best deal on Priceline, Expedia. And a lot of times they'll have bundle packages for hotels and flights where they'll find a cheaper price than paying through the hotel. So what I suggest doing instead is offering a discount code from the hotel to your guest. They can put in the discount code when they go through the hotel's website. They'll get a discount off the normal prices of sleeping rooms, but the hotel will be able to continue selling those sleeping rooms to other guests that are not part of your conference. This way, you get the benefit of offering a discount to your conference guests, but you don't get the downside of having to get stuck with the bill for the unused sleeping rooms because people didn't book through the hotel. They went through Expedia, Priceline, and one of those other sites. Another way to save money for events is AV equipment, is to buy your own AV equipment, especially if you're doing local events. This will save you hundreds of thousands of dollars because once you buy your own equipment, you know how it works. You can transport, which is really great. And so buying your AV equipment will save you money, especially when you're doing events local. Now, when you travel to other cities, you want to ask the hotel what they charge for AV. And keep in mind, hotels also have union and non-union hotels. And this is important to know because union hotels may not allow you to bring your own AV equipment. Or if they do allow you to bring your own AV equipment, they may charge you a fee for a person to watch your AV equipment while the event's going on. It's better to use non-union hotels because they'll let you bring in your own AV equipment and they won't charge you a fee. You want to get the price quotes from the hotel, because if you're traveling to a city, you want to compare which is cheaper, using the hotel's AV or bring your own equipment and the travel costs it'll take to transport your equipment. So that's just a few tips when it comes to staying on budget for your events. You also, when it comes to events, one of the next things I want to talk about is speaker selection. And this is really important because you want to make sure the speakers make sense for your event. So you want to ask the speaker, like, what is the ideal target audience that they like to speak in front of? What products and services that they offer? What are the price points for that? And you want to get a sense of that and see if it matches up with the audience you have. And if it matches up with the audience that you have, then it's a great fit and you can dig in deeper. Then you want to discuss what is the JV arrangement. If they're selling a product, a coaching program, is it 50-50? Is it 80-20, depending on the price point? How fast you get paid? You get paid in 30, 45 days. You get paid next week. You want to iron all those details out at the beginning before you book them to speak at your events. And that's really a critical thought. Now, when you're booking thought leaders and big time people, and some of these people are going to ask for a speaking fee, this is where you got to use what your best judgment of what makes sense. You have to ask yourself these questions. If you pay the speaking fee and travel accommodations, how many tickets are going to be sold because that person's at your event? How many sales are going to make on the back end? And add those figures out and get an estimate of that versus what you're paying that person to speak, and see if it makes sense to pay that speaker. Just don't pay a speaker just to pay them. Make sure it makes sense for your event. It's going to give you either more revenue, brand recognition. These are the things you got to be thinking about when booking big thought leaders for your event, because you want to make sure it makes financial sense. Now, that is about speaker selection. Now we're going to talk about putting butts in seats for your event. Now, when you're putting butts in seats for your event, there's some different strategies and tools out there. I'm going to go over some of them right now. You have Meetup. Meetup is a great way to build a community, especially when you're first starting out. A Meetup plans can go from anywhere from $12 to $30 a month, depending if you're using the Meetup Basic or Meetup Pro plan, and you have different features and benefits. But once you create your Meetup community, in 3 days it'll be posted on Meetup, and Meetup will start marketing your community to people in the city that you create your community. Meetup allows you to create events with a good subject line, a good photo. You also have the ability to select if it's online or live event as well, which is great. You can collect money through Meetup. It'd be through WePay. It usually takes 2 to 5 business days to transfer that money into your account. You can set up recurring events as well. You can also send out broadcasts to your entire Meetup database. And one of the things I recommend as you're building your Meetup community is making sure you get your Meetup members to opt into your email database. This is very important because, yes, you'll have the Meetup list, but if you have them opt into your email database, you're building your email database of contacts and building your email list, which is your own list. It's not owned by a third party, which is very important. But Meetup is a great way to start because it helps you build your community. You get known in the city that you create the Meetup. You can get guest speakers to come in, and it's a great way to do that. And I've had a lot of success. I have 3 Meetup groups. I have the Boston Real Estate Investors Club. I have over 850 members. I have the Las Vegas Real Estate Insiders Club that has 800 members. I have the Business Insiders Club that's 460 members. So I've used Meetup for almost 10 years. So it's been great using that platform and tool. Another way to promote your events is use Eventbrite. Eventbrite allows you to create your event and they'll post your event in the city you want to market in, whether it's an online event or a live event. Now, with Eventbrite, you want to have a clear subject line. You're also going to want to have a good image. You're going to want to have a good description. It allows you also to create an online event, which you click the online event tab. It'll actually either for the webinar link, the Zoom link, it gives you different options. You can also post a photo, clear photo as well. And then in the main description, you're also going to be able to add videos and photos. So if you want to add a video, you go to the bottom page, you'll add video, and then you use the arrows up and down to scroll to place the video where it makes sense. Then you're going to go to a thing called order forms, and you want to select buyers only, because buyers only will allow you to click the tabs for the cell phone, because typically what you want is the person's full name, email address, and cell phone number. That way you can text remind them of the event. You can email remind them of the events, because some people may put a bad email in there, a bad phone number in there. And that's another thing you want to do when using Eventbrite, but it's a great way to get out, especially when you're first starting out for your events. Another great way to promote your events is LinkedIn events. LinkedIn allows you to have the opportunity to create events. And what LinkedIn events is you'll select a photo for your cover photo, a thumbnail photo. You have a title, you put the description. You can put the webinar link if it's an online event. And then you can invite your LinkedIn connections to hit the link to accept your LinkedIn event invitations. Now, when you do this and you invite your LinkedIn connections, you want to have like a follow-up message with, thank you for accepting my LinkedIn event invitation. Click the link below and reserve your seat today for the event mastery or whatever the name of the event you have. Because some people treat a LinkedIn event invitation as a LinkedIn connection. You need to be aware of that. So LinkedIn is a great place. You can also post on LinkedIn about your events and your expertise. You've also run, there's a new feature called LinkedIn Ads. You can create an ad campaign and set up the settings to market to your ideal clients and customers. So there's multiple ways to use LinkedIn. Now, another way is Facebook. Facebook is great because you can create Facebook groups. Now, Facebook groups, you can have a public group for everybody. You can have a private group for your coaching students and paying clients. Now, public group, you'll make announcements, you'll give tips and advice, and coaching group is a private group only for your paying coaching clients that you have, that they get content relevant to them. And you can invite people through other social media platforms, through the email database to grow your link Facebook communities. Now, one thing I do with the settings is put approved posts for the organizers, so you have the ability to approve posts. Don't just let everyone post, because you don't want your group turned into spam central. You want to monitor the content. You want to keep the content relevant to the community you have, and that will be very important. But Facebook groups is a great way. You can also do Facebook Lives in your group. You can stream in your group. These are all great ways to promote your events as well. Now, another thing is email marketing. And I mentioned this earlier, but growing your own email database. And once you grow that email database, you need what I call a contact management system. And there's a few different ones out there. You got MailChimp, you got Aweber. Those are the least expensive. They're about $10 to $20 a month. You get Constant Contact, has reasonable plans starting at $15 and go up all the way to $199, depending on what you need. Also, you have Keep, which I use. Keep Pro is very good. It allows you to do broadcasts, allows you to do calendar link, allows you to track open rates. And that's when you get a little more advanced. When you first start out, I go for something like MailChimp or Aweber. And then once you get a little experience on your belt, I go graduate to Constant Contact or Keep. And Keep has 3 versions: Keep Lite, Keep Pro, and Keep Max. So I go with the Pro version of Keep because I've used that, and that's worked really effective for me in the past and currently right now. But you want to have a content management system that can manage your contacts and craft messages for your contacts, which is really good. Instagram is another great way to promote your events. And Instagram, it's all about the photos and the videos. So with Instagram, you want to be consistently posting either photo or video content. You also can tag like famous people's content, say Kevin Harrington, love the quote, and you'll get some followers to come from him to you, which can help grow your Instagram feed. So once you get to 10,000 Instagram followers, then you have the swipe up feature that allow you to put your website links and everything like that. And so Instagram is a great way to promote as well. You have Twitter is another way. Short tweets of 140 characters get people excited about your events. You also have joint ventures, and this is another great way. We have joint ventures and affiliate marketing. You want to make deals with affiliates to have lists for your ideal customers to offer a percentage, whether it be ticket sales, whether it be the products or services. You get your product, event, or service in front of the right affiliate with the right list, it can really take off and make all the difference in the world. And so you want to really be looking at who could be a possible JV partner, who could possibly be an affiliate partner, how can the marketer trade services. That's another great way to grow your list and grow your events and content for your events. And so these are just a few tips and a few golden nuggets that I shared today on event mastery and how really to grow your events. And one of the things, though, I want to talk about also that's very important is surrounding yourself with the right team. the right team can make all the difference in the world in the events, and the wrong team can kill your events. You want to look at people for the talents and the skills that they bring to the table, but you want to make sure that they have the right mindset. Because if their mindset is in the wrong place, they're not going to be effective leaders for your company or brand ambassadors or teammates for your company. Because building the right team for your events and the right teams for your coaching practice is critical for success. And this is going to be a process. You're going to have to kiss a few frogs to find the prince or princesses that are going to be part of your team. Because I know I picked some people that just weren't a good fit for what I was doing. And I've learned this through the hard lesson of hard knocks. So you have to really vet people. It's a saying, hire slow, fire fast. That is the saying you should be going by with that. But it's very important you have the right team, the right group of people that will help you be successful. You build those relationships over time. Again, this was some great content today, Event Mastery. Now, I want to tell you about my event coaching program. Now, we have 6 months of event coaching. We get bi-weekly strategy calls with me, Jason Burke, CEO, High Performance Summit, and event expert. And the price is $1,997. And I will coach you from A to Z how to execute events. I will show you the pitfalls of what to stay away from, what to do to be successful with your events. And we also offer payment plans of 2 and 3 payments. I also have 3-month event coaching for $997, which is 6 bi-weekly strategy calls over 3 months with unlimited email and text support as well. So if you'd like to find out more information about my event coaching, click the link below and book an event discovery call with me, Jason Burke, CEO, High Performance Summit, and event expert. I look forward to seeing you at the next Event Mastery training on August 4th, 2021. Have a great day.